Rubans, how are you today? I don't have my squishy heart. You know why I started doing this? In jest and kind of having fun too, you know, the whole social media with all the hearts that go floating out. Depends which platform you're on. So I'm like, I'm giving myself and you hearts just in case we don't get them. That's why I make them go across the screen like this. I don't have my squishy heart, so. So hi, I'm Noelle Rose Anderson -Kale, and I don't know why I do this, it's a hyphen. I create, see, I don't know what it is, it just naturally comes to me to just be who I am, and apparently part of only not being a part of, wait, I'm not saying that right, but being very artistic and very thoughtful with my art, I just tend to be a bit verbose too. I just come up with things. Someone could put a product in front of me and I won't know anything about it, and I'd be like, why do you think these people are listening to me and stealing stuff I say? I just, you know, give me a subject and I can just start talking about it. And I can come up with some profound things and probably some very stupid things too. I'm not completely right all the time, but you know, I do know what my skills are. And yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that's me, hyphen. You know, it looks like a hyphen. It's kind of cool to, because we're out here in California by the ocean surfing, and I just see things. I see a hyphen, and that's what came to my mind. And I thought, oh, that'd be cool to do that. It just kind of, you know, and I tend to have a cool breeziness about myself too, and ethereal, so I thought that's cool. Stupid and cool at the same time, you know. And yeah, I can come up with hashtags. I can come up with mottos. It just rolls right off my tongue and out of me. Some, like I said, some of them might be stupid, but I can still come up with a lot of stuff. But anyway, so just in case people are wondering what else you do with that stuff, it helps because it sticks in people's minds. You know, some people use bumper music at the beginning and that sticks in their mind, so when they think of that personality, it meshes, or should, it's supposed to. I have my whole thing. I have my little dramatic music, which you might be changing. I don't know. It works and it doesn't at the same time for me. I'm changing my persona as a human being in a sense, so yeah. I'm talking about all this because I'm going to get on the subject of persona and your character, and as a performer, you know, and even if you're a writer, and stereotypes. So this is all kind of related. That's why I'm kind of elaborating on it. So then what I usually say, hi, I'm the Dance Warrior, and I earned that nickname because I am a dancer by heart and in my soul. Damn good one too, and I know it. Doesn't make me better than you. It doesn't make me better than other people. It's just I know what my skills are and I know what I suck at. And I don't suck at dancing, but I do know what I suck at. That's not one of them. I tend to be really good at that. And I am a warrior because I use dance to battle on your behalf, and I am also a warrior in many other ways that I never signed up for. Let's say reluctant warrior. I don't like politics, but I've had to get involved in it because if I want to remain a dancer, and if I want to remain here on this earth, so I can keep doing what I love doing, I kind of have to be a warrior on my behalf and yours too, because what was done to me, it can be done to anybody, and I don't want that to happen to you guys, so there you go. And then what do I usually say? Raw, dot, real, dot, uncensored, dot. Now that's kind of getting, not mine, but when I started doing that, I noticed that I set a trend and everybody was doing the 3-point thing with their advertising, and it's so overused now. And my advice to everybody is to stop doing that because it's annoying the hell out of people, like a lot, and it's just what I hear. So yeah, a quick way around that is to just elaborate a bit more, or come up with a catchphrase that's part of my catchphrase. 3 could be a magic number, But it, like I said, it's just got so overused that the marketing has gotten stale, because people are like, okay, what 3 points are you bringing up? And it's all becoming a mangled mess, you know. They're pissed off because they can't use raw, real, and uncensored, so they try to play off of that now. So guys, you know, I'm helping you, and I'm also warning you too. Don't use my stuff. Don't even try to be cute with it. Just really kind of just back off and think of something a little bit more ingenious. Yeah. Okay, so I usually say that, right? Raw, real, and uncensored. Because, yeah, I'm very raw. Earthy, that's how I meant it. Not undercooked. And real, I mean, I'll own everything I've said, good, bad, indifferent. Because I'm human. I'm not afraid to show my humanity. Even when I'm not being put in a good light. You know, like certain interviews and articles, and I was not always put in a good light. I'll own it, but I'll also say, hey, but it also meant this. You know, uncensored. Yep, I don't jive. I don't censor other artists. You can ask them all who've done our festival. Yeah, it's not cool, is it? We have the right to express ourselves. You know. I got a lot to say about that. I'm trying to be cool right now because that's another video and I'm trying to stay on point with this one. So I am talking to you about character, stereotype. We've all heard the same thing, and I stopped listening. The day I stopped listening was the day I gained more freedom. Know your type. Know your character. Know your portrayals, what you do best in. And I stopped listening to that because remember Dustin Hoffman in Tootsie? He's like, oh, I'm a character actor. I can play anything. If you're good, you can. So Dustin Hoffman no longer has a type anymore, does he? He does whatever the hell he wants and whatever makes sense for him at the time. And so I am presenting that to you too. Don't let anybody size you up like that as an artist. And I was even saying it by rote, know your type, know your character, and I could tell you everything I was taught. So now I'm teaching you something else. To hell with that. You know, in real life we have people saying, don't stereotype this race, don't stereotype that race. Yeah, where did it come from though? And I used to say that, well, it came from somewhere. Other people said that too, so I was repeating what I was told. Form of brainwashing? Yeah, it could be. So I said, you know what? I'm going to wash my brain for real. And I'm going to start pulling the bonds off of it. And I'm going to break free from this crap. So I did. And so why is it that the characters we write or portray as a writer and as an actor and a performer, I'm speaking on behalf and as if I am speaking to all of you, being this too, or not, you can just be a regular human being, right? Why do we have to just be limited to something like this? Or something like, no, I can't even see that. What the hell is that? You know, it used to make me kind of mad, the dumb blonde. Well, where'd they get that from? Then I had to think, oh, wait a minute. This comes from a corporation. Maybe not just one, but that's how they marketed. They saw that people were able to only take people one way. It's quicker, it's easier, right? When you see Rita Hayworth, what do you think? Sexy, sassy, sweet? Sly, maybe even, right? A little bit of that. I didn't want to do the 3 points. You see how I did that? I added a 4th one. Okay, so I'm not contrary to my own self, right? I'm laughing at myself. Haha. It's okay to laugh. So that made sense for her. They made her like that. You know, a little ethnic too, which she was. you know, they supposedly shaved her hairline back because it was too low, and that was said to be too ethnic looking. Really? I don't know about that. Maybe, maybe not. Who cares? Who's looking at somebody that closely? They do, and they did. So I'm not saying patrons or us, the viewing public. See, I kind of got the best and interesting parts of both worlds here because, you know, I don't have like super fame, but I have some. It's a smaller, the dance world is much smaller. And then as a writer, you know, that's more behind the scenes type thing, or producer. Well, that's also acting too, isn't it? Yeah, because I got the Emmy nominations and all that. But, you know, so I have some. And it's a good place to be, and also a bad place to be too, for other reasons. But look at it this way. If we can start to say as artists, or the ones creating the artwork, which we pass on to other artists, like as a writer or a composer, where does that art go next? Why is it that we have to stereotypically stick to stereotypes? Who said that? But like I was saying, it's easier to market. It's a brand. You know, with the brand you get this. It's like the Rubans Rouges brand. You should be able to say, what is that? Right? And we did a damn good job marketing it and marketing me so everybody knows what they're getting. But let me challenge you on this element and this point. What if we want to add more to that? Then do it. Do it skillfully, do it carefully, and do it wisely with education and with input from trusted people. That's hard. Who do you trust? Geez, you ask me that, I can say maybe 5 people right now. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but maybe not. So what is it that says what something has to be? And why do we have to make it just so easy? Look at Betty Davis. What was her brand? Beautiful, elegant, of course. A wisecracker. Right? Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night type of thing, you know. Strong. Yeah. Maybe a little cynicism in there too. You know, there's always something underlying that you weren't sure of. You know, what was it? Was she the one who did Sunset Boulevard? Sunset Boulevard. Was that her? I don't remember. Maybe I'm confusing another older actress. But, you know, so if you follow old Hollywood, I'm not using current ones because it's a mess. Nothing derogatory to anybody, but it is it's just a wash. It's a mess, you know. It's like, oh my God. They don't know how to do it, and then they're taking from me thinking, well, I do know how to do it. My grandmother trained me. She trained me as an artist, as a model, as a dancer, performer, a singer, and she showed me who to study. She knew how to do it. That's what she was aspiring to do. Instead, she had 2 baby girls. And I think she was quite abused by her husband. I don't know now. My grandfather. We'll find out. So, you know, I learned. And it's not just about knowing how to hold your face. It's part of it, too. I've seen people that the corporation tries to send to our company, and they mimic me. And it's like, yeah, but you ain't got it. Close, but no cigar type of a thing, you know? I'm not trying to be mean, but I can tell. I'm very much, I'm very skilled. I can see it and I can do it. So, I'm like, But then why did my grandmother say focus on that? Well, she too. Know your type, know your personality, know what you can get across best on screen. So I said once to her, well, what if I can do all of it? You know what she said to me? She said, then do all of it, sweetheart. She used to call me Angel, but she said that too. I believed her. Because I believed her, I do and am who I am today. More so than my mom. I don't want to paint my mom in a tragic way. It's just that, I don't know, she just couldn't get her excrement together. And yet, at the same time, let me do her justice too. She wasn't just an alcoholic flake or something like that. She got herself through school. Many times she reinvented herself. She had that as a knack too, quite incredibly so. And she did many things. She did what it took to take care of her children and herself. After a divorce, my stepdad, her second husband died, you know. She was cool. She was a very strong woman. But there are some things that she just couldn't get over, you know. It doesn't mean that she was a bad person. It doesn't make her weak. It just makes her human. And that was her humanity shining through. So anyway, my grandmother told me that I could do that. And anytime a teacher in grade school was being a bitch to me, I told her, and she just told me a thing or two. And she said, well, now, honey, those people don't know what they're talking about. And now it looks like that they were purposely told to do that because of my grandfather's bad connections and stuff. That's a very strong possibility. You know, trying to get me to think, oh, I would never amount to anything, and I really have absolutely no talent, even though I knew I did and other people did, but they were trying to gaslight me to believe so. Oh, and by the way, all these other people that are around amount to absolutely nothing. One of them actually, a few of them are already dead. So I'm like, okay, I'm not demeaning them, but it's awfully kind of strange that the one that they pushed down was the one who was supposed to rise up and did. In spite and despite being pushed down and kept pushed down. It's really amazing. That's what you call pushing. Not taking people's crap. So my grandmother taught me that. She was amazing. And anyway, so know your type. And if you can do it all, then do it all, sweetheart. And so that's what I did. Now, as a fully grown adult, I'm like, why the hell are people still on this kick? We have reality saying don't stereotype us, which, good, I agree 100% with y'all. I'm not going to stereotype you. Actually, if I were to say which race has treated me the best, it would be the black people. My own skin tone color people have treated me the worst. I hate to say it, but it's true. I have factual evidence of it. You know? So, this whole stereotype of what goes along with certain races has got to stop. Because it's not completely true. You know what? You can have trash in any culture, any race, anything. It should not label the entire race at all. It should label only that person, no matter what this looks like. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you get rid of stereotypes. And in light of what's happened in recent days, it's just very enraging for me to see that's still happening. And that people are being labeled a certain way. You know what? I have label on my clothes, and that's where they should stay. We have labels on products. You know, that saying that I came up with, labels are not meant for human beings. Labels are meant for clothes, not human beings. It outrages me. Know your type. Okay, I'll admit, I'm guilty of telling you guys know your type. I know how to say it and regurgitate it, but I'm dumping that. You know, I'm a living, breathing, fleshy thing with a heart and a brain. And it's my prerogative to ditch things that I've said because I've changed my mind. So I'm changing my mind, and I'm letting you know how you can do it too. And encouraging you to do it. You know? The whole thing of, oh, I must be Irish because I have green eyes and red hair. Well, maybe I'm just Northern Italian. But it's looking like I might have a little bit of Irish in me too now. We're trying to find out the truth of that. I don't think I'm Irish. I met my husband's Irish. Scottish and Irish, actually. And it looks like that might be a part of, actually, me too. So, okay, cool. I don't care. But the point is, if I'm not, it's really where I get the red hair from. It's from the Northern Italians in my family. So, little cute little piece of trivia there. So, why does that have to be that? You see what I'm saying? Irish people also have very dark hair and blue eyes. So do Spanish. It's, you know, if you really look at it, you can find all of this fact and truth and beauty instead of painting a caricature of someone or something. Granted, I understand for marketing purposes, it's so much easier to just say bam, 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 slap a label on that, and that is what you have. You know, because there's a portion of my character where I was doing videos when I had caught the flu or a cold or something, and I didn't go to class, and so I did a video in my pink reindeer fleece pants, and then somebody actually stole that persona that I was portraying for 2 weeks because I was sick doing my videos, and they started making it their thing. I was like, that's a part of me. See the cherry picking? And that became their persona. The sick person who had the almost terminal autoimmune. I'm not making fun of this person, right? But it was basically my story, but they took that and just ran with that one element of me. It's all of it is me. And that makes me very ripe for these people to pick, you know, the cherry picking, to say, we'll just take that. Look at that one video I did where I said, hey, I've got all these talents, and they're like, well, we can make more money, right? If we just take this element and put it on this other person. You see how they don't want me to have all of this. That's like, too bad, it is all me. And they know it. They're like, wow. Yeah, wow. I don't know, I didn't make myself. Read. Embellish yourself. Grow. That's another thing too. I will encourage you. You want to have all of this? Read and grow, and don't be so closed-minded and say, no, reject it. Well, why? Why can't you be more than that without taking part of what I am? Really, I'm kind of curious. So, if you want to break through stereotypes, it starts with us as artists, it starts with us as job applicants, and also bosses. We like a myriad. Notice how we do that in our company. That was one of the most fundamental important things, because I always say, right, I did the hashtag, I started that. That was mine, the human rainbow. Why? Because I have so much color in me. You can break that down to cultural color, ethnicity, racial, spiritual, religion, all of that. And I wanted to celebrate that in my company and make that something very important and very much reflective of what I think the world should be. And actually it is, whether we want to accept it or not. It's very full and very colorful. And I think that starts with artists. It's like I said, bosses and everything like that. So I, as a boss too, I have had many businesses. We've had corporations. We've had all this stuff and have. I don't want to say, hey, I was thinking of somebody like this. Because I'm already in a very loose sense of the word in term of what discrimination would be, right? I want to see a person fit into this thing, but not necessarily do I come with a preconceived idea of what that is. Do you have these skills? Maybe change my mind and make me want to hire you. I don't want to see a zombie. I don't want to see somebody who thinks that they know what I want, trying to be that. I want you. That's why it makes us very unhappy and mad even when people, we hire them as they are, we're like, you're beautiful as is, and then they change themselves. And I'm like, you just destroyed your beauty. You know, they become this, you know, like, you just destroyed everything that made you uniquely you. Who put you through the puppy mill, in a sense, you know, in a very looser sense of the term? Who put you through the glamour beauty mill here, you know, of old Hollywood, and then you ended up like that? They just basically forced what they wanted upon you as a stereotype. That turns us off, like, so quickly. The people are like, I have tattoos, is that okay? Yeah, and if we need you to cover them up because we're saying something different in a piece, do you have a problem with that? Most of the time I don't care though. But neither am I going to promote that either. It's just that comes with them, that's their package, right? So it should be the whole thing. It shouldn't demote or promote. Does that make sense? And, oh, but, you know, I shave my head and sometimes it's like the... No, leave it. It's cool. I don't want you looking like me. You're being hired because you don't look like me. Does that make sense? Look at the people we've hired. We like different. We don't keep casting people to replace another dancer who might have left. You know? We'll replace them in numbers, like say, you know, we need 7 dancers. But we don't. They might have something that sparks something similar that the prior person brought. That's a benefit too. Look at who we've hired. That will help you. Just be yourself. You know, if you're not comfortable with being yourself, we're not going to be comfortable either. So, you know, how I was saying, the know your type, no, just be you. Be yourself. Love yourself enough that you make us love you too. I mean, we'll love you anyway. There's no right or wrong answer. If you're doing something we don't like, believe me, we will let you know. We've gotten better at letting our dancers know this too. It takes time, people, because we got to figure out where everyone's coming from, and it's not so easy, you know, to say, hey, we know this person and we know their intentions, so it takes time. So we've learned too how to handle challenging situations, but I also want to say something too about that. When you have a dancer that is trying to fit in too hard, well, it's my job to make sure that they're at ease. And if we can't put them at ease, then we might have to say, look, you either need to chill out and be at ease, or you need to like sit out for a little while. Then we get the spies. That's not cool and that's not okay. Like I said, we're starting to have a contract now that says you better not be a spy. I'm summing it up, that's not verbatim. If you're a spy, you're in big trouble. We will actually prosecute you. Yeah. Just to let people know now. I think it's a good idea. What do you think? Yeah. So anyway. Do you smell something? Do you smell something? What do you smell? I think you need to call and ask them if something was released into the air someplace, because I'm getting a severe migraine for no reason. I don't trust these people. It's happening here live, so, you know, if anything happens, it's going to go down. I have no known health problems at this point in my life, anyway. So anyway, about knowing your type and how we handle people who might have some issues with it. We are basically hiring you as you present yourself right then and there. And we have it in our contracts now. You can't change your looks at all when you're under contract with us. and say if you want to change your look, you're gonna have to wait till after the project, or we will release you. We won't buy out your contract in something like that because you're breaching the contract, but we will let you go. And you know, you have to wait, and then it's our prerogative if we want to keep you on board if you change, because really, groom yourself to be the best you. I don't care if you change your hair color and all this stuff, unless, you know, if we're doing red ribbons, we that one piece, I think that's the only piece we have where the hair has to be a certain way and a certain thing, because we have a certain specific message. So we see, when we get as dancers, we say, okay, there's two ways we can go, especially with the girls, you know. Do they represent the same person or many people? And in that case, diversity is fine. But if, you know, that's the only, I think that's the only piece where we really try to make that very cohesive. But what if, okay, what if we just start saying, no, as a boss, I don't want to hire only this type of person. I want to hire the best person for the job. What if, when we are creating characters, right? I create characters when I'm choreographing or dancing, or if I'm writing, even when I'm creating a song, I'm making a character usually too. What if this character is very well-rounded and likes a lot of different things? Maybe sometimes certain things will make them bitchy. Maybe sometimes some things will make them the most amazing person. Do you see what I'm saying? Instead of just saying, nope, uptight, bitchy. Well, have somebody play uptight, bitchy. It's very boring, isn't it? And it's very cliche. But nonetheless, that is a type. And there are personas, actors out there, and they make a very good living. I'm not knocking it. They make a very good living playing uptight bitches. You know, well, I think even maybe Betty White, the younger characters, I mean, she's a very sweet person. Like, really. And, you know, she had a time period there, right, where she played kind of slightly snarky and uptight. I wouldn't say bitch, some might, but... And then she played the airhead. You know, Golden Girls, right? And now she's a little, you know, snarky, and but not in a mean way, but in a standing up type way. And so, you know, her character and persona, how she presents herself publicly as an actor playing a character, has arced and changed a little bit. And that's a skill not easily done, but you can do it. They age men, and they want them to play either the lovable type of, you know, grandpa, or the crusty around the edges type. But I personally like how we have a new thing being done where they're strong. Why do old people have to be portrayed as frail and weak? Writers out there, please don't do this disservice to humankind. I know a lot of people who are like that one woman, she's in her 80s, and she's doing the parallel bars. That's something that men are supposed to do. Women can do it too, but it's notoriously known for men. Right there, she breaks two stereotypes: age and a sexual, an apparatus that's usually dominant by one sex. Put it that way. Right? Usually the men do that. She kicked tail. So, you see what I'm saying? She broke the stereotype. Why do we always have to portray grandma and grandpa sitting on a porch in a rocking chair? One is knitting booties for the soon to be, you know, grandchild that's coming. That could be, but that's only one small element. Okay? We have dancers in our company in that age bracket. They ain't doing that. They don't even know how to do that. I know how to do that. And I knew how to do that when I was 9 years old. I used to crochet. I crochet. You know? It's a great skill to have. My mother taught me that. And she's never was the grandma sitting on the porch. I never had the grandma sitting on the porch, come to think of it. Everyone in my family is just like globe setters. My one grandmother, she was in her 80s and she was traveling the globe. She wanted me to come with her. I'm like, I can't. I have a baby. I had a baby then, you know. And no, why does it have to be that way? It's getting very old. So I kind of figured that it was just the corporation, whatever that is, trying to control people. Not our government. Not like the Fox Mulder quote goes, you know, what it can't be categorized or filed, properly documented. I don't know, I'm butchering the quote, I'm sorry. X-Filians, whatever you are. I love the show too, but, you know. No, it wasn't our government, it was the corporation, but nice to blame the government. I'm not saying that some of the government aren't part of that, but I don't think it's our government anymore. Wow, what a brainwash, huh? So, I think it was just easier for them to control people. So they could categorize and put in a card catalog and say, nope, we need this, we need that. Oh, we need somebody who behaves this way to promote this agenda in our society. Pull out that cue card and slap some words on them using their PR person. And where'd that PR person maybe... Where did they get my stuff? Maybe from a third party who had it laundered through another country, and actually it was my stuff from my videos or my private conversations. See how that works? And it's not even really that personality that's even like that. Come on, we're all actors here. I know how it works. You know, they have to present a certain way because that's the way it's done, people. Very few are like raw, real, and uncensored. Because they have to control it. If these people go out there like me, they're in big trouble. And they are in big trouble. So, because of me. And I am very proud of it. Sorry, but, you know, people shouldn't be able to, like, cause so much harm. And so, breaking the stereotypes. So I was saying, writers, come on. Do your fellow artists a favor. Do your society a favor. And break that whole thing. Remember Cocoon when that was written? That kind of challenged stereotypes a little. It also fed it too. But I thought that was a start, but not good enough. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking stereotypes too. You know, me doing what I want to, past what they consider appropriate. Oh, I used to have that same opinion. I stand corrected. You know, at a certain age, you need to pass it on. At a certain age, pass it on. No, I was wrong, and I'm proud to say I was wrong. Don't pass it on. You want to still do it? Do it. You're living your life for you. The second you become enslaved, whether you do it intentionally or unintentionally, or somebody does it to you unbeknownst to you, don't be enslaved like that. Fight it. Fight it out. So... fighting it out. I don't want to be ruled and governed by some stupid whatever that circle is. Sorry. They're breaking the Constitution. So, you know. Sorry if you're like attached to me and you're obsessing over me and wanting all my stuff, but it's stopping. See, I think that's why they like a lot of my stuff too, because I was already kind of breaking the cycle of what should be expected. You know, I once said long ago, long before Shrek came out, I was like, somebody needs to do a cartoon with princesses that aren't polite. You know, farting, burping, picking their nose type of a thing. Remember that? Yeah, he was really little, but I find that interesting, don't you? President Trump, pull the tapes. Yeah. So, yeah, I was already breaking the stereotypes, and so was my mother. She was breaking the stereotypes, supporting her family the way she did. Oh my gosh. Really, she was beautiful and amazing. She just had this one thing, unfortunately, in her life, and, you know, that's why I want to set everything straight. Stand corrected where I need to. I want to present my family right. I want to break all of these stupid stereotypes that, you know, somebody may have wrongfully put upon my family. And I think that's how we change society too. You break the stereotype. You say, why does it have to be that way? Who says? Because I'm pretty sure we're not under kingship unless you believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. And there again, what is a Christian supposed to look like? Well, as far as I know, the Christian is supposed to display the fruit of the Spirit. Not fake fruit. You can tell. You bite into it. If it's sour and doesn't taste the way it's presenting itself, that might not be a real Christian. Pretty easy. There's also another test you can do. There is a litmus test. God's very plain about it in the Bible. How you can tell a wolf from a sheep. So, you know, what is a Christian? And so the corporation, right? They're trying to say, this is what a Christian should be. No, I'm pretty sure you're wrong. If you read the Bible, especially the Old Testament, these people were all over the place. Yeah, I know, they weren't technically saved. They went to Abraham's bosom, and then when Jesus went down, basically, to Sheol, hell, in a sense, he witnessed the gospel, and then they were in heaven. It was a holding cell, not necessarily hell. Not the lake of fire hell. You understand what I'm saying? It was a holding place until the propitiation on the cross was accomplished. But nonetheless, they were Christians. They became Christians, you know. So look at all those people, all screwed up. No stereotypes there. And they all had things that they excelled in. And God said, I choose you, and I will make you perfect in His eyes. They didn't become perfect people. They became perfect in spirit. They were clean. So, I hate stereotypes. I really do. They're too safe. It's a chicken shit way out of everything. So, yeah. We did a film called Profile. It's on IMDb, I'm pretty sure. Look it up. We dealt with breaking stereotypes. I portrayed a high-strung woman who had a problem. I think she was doing some drug. I don't remember what it was. I've never tried, so don't ask me. And she basically was ruining her life, and you know, she was an attorney, or a junior attorney actually. And it was very interesting. So we played against stereotypes on purpose. We don't like stereotypes. You know? Look at my husband, Native American, and he has blonde hair. It got darker blonde as he got older, but yeah. Oh, he has other Native American features, you know, how his cheekbones are and the shape of his face and everything. I'm not saying that this to be mean or anything like that. It's just that there are certain traits that go with different ethnicities. You know, usually Native Americans, they do have dark hair. They don't have a lot of body hair. So my husband has a mix of Native American and European. So that's where he got some of the blonde from. It's kind of cool, and it made him a beautiful, attractive person. And then our son, who has even more nationalities and culture. Oh my gosh, you have so much, you know that? In him. You know, and he has all of that beauty. So if you look at us, my son is much darker than me. Much, you know, your skin's darker. His hair, you have black hair. You know, the Native American. Also, yeah. You know, Italian. But, you know, Italian is like dark brown. But his hair, I think that's like an Asian, right? Pretty interesting. I'm fascinated by it, and I love it. I have an interracial marriage. My brother has an interracial marriage too. And he has beautiful babies, and I find that fascinating. You don't know what you're gonna get. It's like, you know, a nice surprise, and it's neat to see what traits favor. But right there, that breaks the stereotype, you know? So I think that is our world now. It should be. It's not about a pure bloodline anymore. And when Jesus came and witnessed the gospel, he basically said, no more for the, I'm Jewish too, so, you know, I'm not offended by this by any means. And he said it was not just for the Jewish nation anymore, but for the Gentile. And then races were interbreeding, and he was like, you can eat whatever, I didn't defile it. The Apostle Paul said it best. And, you know, do not call what I have cleansed. Do not call common or unclean what I have cleansed. And I'm trying to think what book that was in. I think it's in Acts, pretty sure. It's probably stated in many different ways in the New Testament especially. But, you know, that's why he said, now you can eat all this. Go ahead, marry. Go forth and really procreate and really marry. That was our command. Go forth and procreate, not commit genocide and sterilization acts. Come on now. Jesus broke the stereotype. He himself broke the stereotype. You gotta remember, Jesus was Jewish. He broke everything. And because he broke everything, he became an outcast in a sense. But then again, he became a hero and one of the most famous people in the world. What a powerful testimony. So I love it when people break with tradition, in a sense, not in a disrespectful way, but challenges the stereotype. So, how do you too challenge the stereotype? Well, you do those things. You change the direction in which you were going. As an artist, as an employer, as an employee, how you present yourself, even to your friends and everything like that. You know? Some people thought, oh, she's sweet. Okay, lump her into that basket. The sweet, pretty one. And gentle. Oh yeah, that's part of my character too. But it's DanceWarrior. That means I can't be sweet all the time. That means I need to stand up and sometimes correct people when they're wrong. Or if they're doing something to me, or my family, or to my art, or, you know? And that can't always be done in sweetness. I've done it in sweetness, and usually people just go, how sweet. So I have to roar like a lion. And when I do, they're like, ooh, she means business. And they start respecting me. I'd rather be sweet. You get what you get because you're behaving a certain way towards me, and I have to switch. You know? I have to say, okay. But it's all part of my character. It's all part of me and my persona. So I just don't fit into the sweet, you know? Oh, sassy. I've got that too. This helps, you know? They equate red with fire. Yeah, well, in this case, they would be right. I am very fiery. I'm a fiery European, Italian. I have French in me too. I've got a lot of different things. So, okay, that would be right, but that's not the only thing. Not the only thing. I'm trying to think of another example I can give you. But you see what I'm saying? Why do we have to just fall in line like good little sheep? I'll answer that question. We don't have to. We don't have to. That doesn't mean that you raise hell and start destroying property and killing people either. That's wrong too. I am battling and warring, but I'm not doing any of that stuff. Granted, if someone comes at me trying to hurt me physically, I'm going to protect myself. Then I would have to war on a physical level. You meet force with force. if you don't meet force with force, most likely you're going to have a legal problem. So I'm warning all these corporations, you've used this horrible force behind the scenes against me, and we haven't even met force with force yet. You're going to have some problems. Because obviously you were overlording me and oppressing me and suppressing me and doing all these other things. So there's going to be a problem there for you. That's not what we do. But, yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think it makes sense. Is that clear?
Yes.
Pretty good topic.
Yeah, I like it.
You like it? Oh, thank you. So anyway, I hope you got something from this. I hope you were emboldened. Don't go around destroying people or their property or, come on now. When I was saying behind the scenes that people are going to start revolting, I did not mean or want to encourage anybody to do this. Nor am I responsible for their behavior because I didn't go around telling people this. I'm not encouraging people. Yeah, go ahead and do this physical skirmishing type stuff. Breaking laws and then stop, come on. You're better than that. Who hired you? People are looking at it like that. Who hired you? Come in on a bus. You know, come on. This has been done before. It's old hat. It's very transparent and it's getting obnoxious. So, you know, if you have something to say, there are better ways to say it than being a destroyer. You know, if you want to create change, don't destroy it. That's a problem. People aren't going to listen to you. They're going to hear what you're saying, but they're not going to listen to you and they're not going to help you. Yeah, it takes longer doing it this way, the way I'm doing it. But it's legal. I can't get in trouble for it. I never once encouraged you anywhere out there to do anything like this. I'm very disappointed, actually. You know. You're not one of my followers, that's for sure. I'm not talking about following in any other sense, but that's the term that's used for social media. That's what I mean it as. Anyway, okay, so stereotypes, think about it, hashtag that, think about it, and maybe change that in you and your art and in your world. That's how you make these changes. You don't force somebody to do it, you just change the stereotype. We did it, I'm still doing it. I broke my own stereotype, you know. Yeah, I can be sweet. I like that. I like that about me, but I can also be fierce, and I can be a warrior. And I can get in your face if you're getting in mine. I can get in your face and call you out if you've done some harm to somebody else, too, you know? Anyway. And just note, because these people who are listening, they'll say, get in her face, so I think we'll get in her face. Don't do it, because I am trained and I'll take you down. And legally I could do it. So just really, just don't. And we have hired people to even help when needed. So I wouldn't do it if I were you, because you're going to have a very rude awakening. Just stay away. Social distance. You remember those people that we were in Target? It's actually, I think we might have a video ourselves of it too. People, you know, just trying to, they were probably hired to try to instigate crap with me. And they're brushing up against me and I'm like, I'm looking at something here. Can you wait your turn? I will be done in a second. I wasn't even there for 2 seconds. And they're trying to like squeeze in between me and a clothing rack. No joke, there was like that much room. So Trump, pull the Target tapes, you'll probably see a lot of that. I'm not blaming Target, but I'm pretty sure that these people were hired by somebody. Target, you shouldn't allow this in your store. Come on now. So we filed a lot of police reports against things. Not necessarily that stuff. We're just going to let President Trump handle that stuff, that kind of stuff, you know. But other things we have. So anyway, guys, We'll let you know what happens. Just be aware of one thing. If you want to present yourself a certain way and somebody's trying to tell you no, correct it. It's not hard. You don't have to do anything aggressive or mean or anything like that. Just say, that is not what I want to do. That's not how I want to be presented. If you sign up for a project, you kind of have to do what your director says. You're portraying a character. It's different. But I'm talking about you as an artist being promoted a certain way. You have the right to say, hey, I don't like where it's going. That's not what I want to do. And change it. Okay, so I love you guys. Take care. Be the best you that you can possibly be, and don't take other people's crap. So, signing out. Oh, it's like a dark blue heart, huh? Pretty cool. I love you guys. Bye.